My friends, I am back again. I have decided that it is time to begin painting Cthulhu Wars, a game by the Sandy Peterson. The Sandy Peterson is responsible for many interesting things. The Sandy Peterson brought us Doom and Call of Cthulhu. So, we will now paint our Zenithal primed faction of Great Cthulhu. And I will give you step-by-step instructions as we go. It's probably ambitious of me, but I'm going to try to get this all done in one video. We'll see how that goes. We know how I do. I like to do like 15 videos for one miniature. So, we'll see how this goes. But as you can see, these are all Zenithal primed, ready to rock. Then next up we might do one of the other factions. We got all the factions, and if they ain't here now, they'll be here soon. Alright. So I'm not sure I want to paint the gate. We might leave the gate alone. Yeah, we'll leave the gate alone. It's glow in the dark or something. I don't want to mess that up. We're definitely going to paint the turd, though. The turd must be painted. We must paint the turd. Right? Alright, make sure all our pieces are here. Let's see, we got 6 cultists, 3 deep ones, 2 Shoggoths, 2 star spawn, and 1 oogity boogity Great Cthulhu, or big old Cthulhu. But if you want to see a big Cthulhu, I got one. Big old honking Cthulhu. As you guys know. Man, one of these days I'm actually going to glue this thing together. Big old Cthulhu. So if I ever get that card for Dire Cthulhu for this game, I don't need to buy their Dire Cthulhu. I already have Reaper's Dire Cthulhu, right? Okay. I know, I'm goofy. Alright, so, yeah, we'll start out with, first we gotta get this turd primed and ready. So I guess that'll be step 1. We'll do some base coats on all the models. If I start a base coat, I'll start the video again and tell you exactly what I'm doing. And that's how we're gonna roll with this. Alright, so our first maneuver is going to be to paint the eyes of the Shoggoth with our lovely shade. There you are. Necrotic Flesh. Necrotic Flesh from the Army Painter. And I'll let you guys see what I got after that. Alright, and after a lovely coat of Necrotic Flesh for the eyes. Ooh, it doesn't look all that much different, does it? Alright. And now we're going to hit those same Shoggoths. Lovely coat of, there you go, Necromancer's Cloak from the Army Painter series. We're going to do this in all the green areas, except the base, which we're going to keep this green color so that all the faction pieces look uniform on the base. All right, so after a coat of Necromancer Cloak, this is what your Shoggoth is going to look like. All right. And next up, we're going to do a little layer up. Our next color, we're going to mix a 50-50 mix of Uniform Gray from Army Painter and our Necromancer Cloak. And then we're going to build this up until we get up to our gradient of Orc Skin, which will be the maximum. I may or may not dry brush that on. We'll see. I'm going to layer up a bit, and then I might dry brush that on. And then we're going to hit it with a wash. And then we're going to do the eyes. And these models are going to be done because they're Shoggoths. I mean, they ain't got to be fancy, do they? Right? Am I right? Tell me I'm right. All right. After our first layer of 50-50 Necromancer Cloak and Uniform Gray, you should have something like this. Okay, and that's just what you're doing there is you're doing the old 80-20 rule, which you guys I'm sure know. So you're going to cover 80% of the surface area and leave 20% uncovered to create depth, the illusion of depth. Okay, this is a very time-honored and commonly used technique. Yeah. And we're going to work that up, like I said, all the way up to Orc Skin. And once we've reached Orc Skin, and like I said, I may just dry brush the Orc Skin on once we get a good couple layers here. It's not going to take much, guys. We may not do all the models. We might just stop at the Shoggoths tonight. But we are going to finish this series, like all the other series that I haven't finished yet. But you can see we're making progress. Yeah. And just for funsies, since we are limiting this to the Shoggoths, I may as well do a little layering for you, so you can kind of see what we're up to. See that? See what we did there? Yeah. It's not rocket science. It just takes little practice. You'll develop an eye. Develop an eye for it. See that? You'll develop an eye for it, and you'll be able to actually do it pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. You'll be able to go through here and be like, oh, that needs hit. And, oh, that needs hit. Right? So you're, another way you could do this, if you didn't feel like going to the trouble of layering it up, is you could actually dry brush this on. Yeah, that's definitely a viable, completely reasonable thing to do. As you guys know, it's not going to look quite as good, but it'll still look fine. Yeah, it'll still look fine, even if you were to dry brush it. All right, we're going to pause there. Eva's not pleased. We want a happy Eva, not a sad Eva. So, Eva, are they getting too much of my attention? You little turd. All right, I'm gonna keep working on this, guys. All right, and after a little layering, this is what you have. something like this. Now remember, you're wanting to create the illusion of light, right? So use the high points. They should be the brightest, right? There you go. And that's the base coat and layering of the Shoggoths. And then we can work our way up to the next level. We're almost done with these minis. We're going to do the eyes, right? And then we're going to put a finish coat on it and call it a done deal. But first, we have to put a wash on it. Actually, we don't have to put a wash on it. I'm going to put a wash on it. So that's what we're going to do. But we don't have to put a wash on it. This is perfectly fine the way it is. As a matter of fact, if anything, the washer's only going to mess things up, right? It's a quick, easy way of shading. Now, what you could do is go through here with a brush and shade this with brush strokes. But what a wash does is it saves you all that hassle. Okay, so that's the secret sauce. We're going to go with purple tone ink for one side and dark tone ink on the other, just to give it a little variance. We don't want the whole thing to look the same. And then we're going to hit those eyeballs again with our necrotic flesh. Yep. All right. Woo. It's still drying. Woo. I'm gonna get ya. Ooh, we're gonna Shoggoth that Heineken. Alright, let that dry and then we'll hit them eyes again and then boom, bada bing, bada boom. So, on a serious note though, you really could have, instead of layering up, you'd have done just as well probably dry brushing, since we ended up just, basically glazing the model. Yeah. So you could probably just dry brushed it, saved a little time. And there we go, guys. We're going to put them eyeballs back on. Moving the model around has caused me a problem here. I'll address that. All right, now that we've drawn our lovely eyes back on, we can put pupils on them. Woo! That's exciting. Isn't that exciting even? Tell me how exciting that is. You look so excited. Are you enthusiastic about putting eyeballs on Shoggoths? Now you can go with different kinds of eyeballs on these bad boys. But first, I want to hit the centers with a little lighter color. And I might even use a yellow ink on them to make them really pop. I haven't decided yet. I think they need a little more pop. So we might go that route. Let me see how they look with a little white. I'm actually trying Maiden's Flesh. Maiden's Flesh. Just a little bit of the Maiden's Flesh. Does that seem to make it pop a little more? Maybe just right in the middle of the eyeball there. Just a We'll see how that looks. And after all that, what do we get? Well, we can do a compare and contrast. Yay. So you can tell which one we made pop a little, can't you? Just by looking. Before, after. See that? I mean, it's a subtle difference, but it's there. It's definitely there. There's definitely a difference. One of these things is not like the other. Come on now, just guess which one. Which of these things is not like the other? Woo! Alright, now for some more fun. Alright, next up we're going to use a very fine brush. We're going to use it to outline the eyeballs with black or necromancer cloak, whatever you choose. I'm going to use necromancer cloak. Alright, we're doing this because it'll make them pop. Alright, after effectively putting eyeliner on our Shoggoths, this is what you end up with. Alright. Now, in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have used the ink. I mean, it looks cool, but the ink kind of took away all my shading I did. So if you're going to do it this way, I say just dry brush it. Don't bother going to all the work, because really the shades aren't coming out. All that shading just basically was a waste of time. Dry brush would have done the same thing. Live and learn. They look fine though. Okay, now we got to finish the eyes. So this is where, personal preference takes hold, right? You have to pick the eyeballs you're happy with. What color are they? What do they look like? Well, that is entirely up to you. Let's see what we end up with. All right, so I've decided to give our Shoggoths irises. We're going to use rust mustard for that. And then we'll do pupils. Yay, pupils. So, what will our pupils look like? Well, just like that. Yep, we're going to do that all over the place. Alright, so Eva, you have to move, or we'll just move the camera. Eva runs the show, did you guys know that? Oh, for crying out loud, Eva. Eva, you're out of here. We're done with you. Shoo. 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 No? Alright. Well. Alright. For crying out loud, Eva. There it is. Shoggoth. Now, I would have preferred it if I hadn't inked it. But you know what? It still looks cool. And yeah, I could have done various eye colors if you want to get real creative with it, or do really good eyes. I'm just doing a tabletop quality miniature here, so that certainly is that. Let's do the other one. Now, granted, you could always go back and improve on this. The world is your oyster. But here we are, two completed Shoggoths for Cthulhu Wars, the board game. So there they are. And there they be. Now we have to finish them by putting a finish coat on, and we're going to use a gloss coat for the eyes. Actually, we're going to use a gloss coat for the entire body, because it's a big slime ball. All right. Believe it or not, this stuff gives a pretty good gloss finish. That's what we're going to go with. And then on the base, we're going to use the clear stuff. So, oh wait, this is the high gloss. Yes, got it. All right, so I'll grab my matte stuff for the base and we'll get this process going. All right, so after this nice exercise and fun, this is what we end up with. Two fun-filled Shoggoths ready for your table, ready to kick some butt, and the bases will all be the same color so you know whose faction they belong to. Let's put them with their friends. We'll go this way and that way. My friends. Oh boy, it's my friends. Hey, my friend. Are you a friend? We're all friends. Oh, friendly. So friendly. And Eva. And when we get the faction all done, it's going to look pretty sweet. All right. So there we go, guys. Shoggoths are done. Go, Shoggoths, go. They could have been better. The glaze really... And I could have spent more time on the eyes, but I wanted to get them done. I might go back and redo them, but you know what? They're fine. They're fine. Dang it. They are fine eyes for Shoggoths. I mean, these are basically black puddings. And, you know, so there's that. And they will work great with the faction. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, that's okay too. You know, tell me what I did wrong. I already know one thing. But you know what? They're not bad. They're not bad. All right. And thanks for watching. I hope you find all the miniatures of your dreams while you're awake. And if you don't find them, well, don't blame me because I'm sitting here trying to give them to you. All right, guys. Bye-bye.